2025. How are we here already? I don't know, but today's video is going to be a little sit down just discussing my 2025 ins and outs. I've seen this a lot. I like the idea of it, and I don't know about you, but I don't like sharing like the specific goals I've made publicly. So I like the ins and outs because they're like kind of my goals, but not like this is all of my 2025 goals. I think I've got 9. I would definitely recommend calling them goals and not resolutions. I like to make sure that I will achieve them and break it down and always make them SMART, which is, do I remember what it means? Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic and time-bound. I think that's what it means. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, my ins for 2025 are setting specific fitness goals. So I did this a bit to the end of 2024 with my fitness challenge. I can't remember how long it was now. Was it 6 weeks or something? I can't remember, but I did that a bit then. So I just wanted to set some specific goals for this year, which is, this may be a bit ambitious, but run a 10k, do a push-up, do a pull-up, and within the running bit I want to do a park run as well. The park run may seem a bit random, but I'm really, really bad at putting myself in situations where I feel uncomfortable. And if I'm in like a situation where I know I'm not the best runner and I've never been to a park run before, etc. So I think some point this year, I think I'll probably do it like mid this year maybe, when it's a bit sunnier. I want to do my first park run because they just seem good vibes, you know. And the 10k, I'm going to build up my 5k ability for like the first couple of months, and then again I reckon it'll be like mid where I'll start working on getting to the 10k. I think I'm going to do a runner plan, which should be interesting. I just need to make sure I have the money to do the runner plan because I want to have it very just regimented, I guess, to make sure that I do reach it, as I don't have that much knowledge with running like as I do with just weightlifting. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then the push up and pull up are overlaps from my fitness challenge. I didn't achieve them, but I will achieve them. I'm not giving up because I know I can do it. And it would just take time. I've adjusted my workout plan and I'll get there eventually. Moving on to number 2 is new recipes. So again, towards the end of 2024, I started creating new recipes again, experimenting with food more, and I just want to go further with that this year and really push myself with my cooking, because I feel like you do kind of get into like your comfort zone with cooking and don't like branch out, but I want to branch out with that a bit more, which I think, yeah, I will probably achieve this anyway, but I just wanted to put it as an in. And then this is something I've been doing. My boyfriend laughs at me, but using ChatGPT as a therapist. Hear me out. I've been using it for like a few things that like have happened and stuff like that. It helps me so much because with my mind I get so like jumbled up that I can't see like why I'm feeling a certain way, or why someone's acting a certain way, or why XYZ make me feel, you know. So as long as you give it the correct prompts, I do think it helps you just be more clear-headed, I guess, or like just answer anything you're panicking about, and it rationalises things. Obviously I do not recommend it, I'm not a professional, but that's something I'm going to be doing because it has been actually helping me quite a bit. Then putting more effort into the relationships I care about. Something I did struggle quite a lot with in 2024. I don't think I spoke about it online because I find it just quite awkward too. It's just, you know, friendships, family relationships, stuff like that. I feel like, I don't know, for a while I just haven't put in effort to meet my expectations, if that makes sense. Like, I want close friends and family, and I don't really think I have that, or like how I thought it would be at this age. So yeah, I just want to make that bit more of an effort in that. Maybe even, who knows, may have some new friendships in 2025 as well, but I just want to make sure that like I'm putting in effort into relationships that and people that put effort into me, and that I can see the friendship or family relationship like blossoming and improving, and people that I know, like I have some friends that I know care deeply about me, but like I just don't see them enough, and then we just don't message enough, and you know, it takes two to tango. So I want to just put a bit more of an effort in, and I guess know that I'm doing all I can, and I'm showing up as my best self in my friendships, everything. I know I've become quite closed off, and yeah, I don't know, that's that one. It's just something I do want to work on, and taking accountability for the fact that I am really bad at messaging. I want to improve on that, and just seeing people, making sure I'm booking in with seeing people and stuff. And yeah, then the next one is just prioritizing my mental health. My anxiety is just, it swings and roundabouts and just takes different turns, and so up and down. Like I'll be anxious about one thing, and then I'll fix that, and then it'll go on to a different thing, and I just want to prioritize that, and always just think of that like inner child. And if I can afford it, I do want to get therapy. I might be able to by the end of the year, hopefully, but if not, I want to just make sure I'm setting those, what's it, stepping stones? Is that the word? I can't remember. You know what I mean? I just want to make sure I'm setting that, so when I eventually get therapy, I'll turn up and I'm very much ready for it, and yeah, that's basically it. I don't know how to explain it, but prioritizing my mental health with the eventual goal of getting therapy to then fix things that I struggle with. Building financial security. I'm not someone who comes from, no judgment to people who, you know, own it and like, yeah, my family helped me, but I'm not someone who comes from a family that helps me. My mum is not able to help me, which is fair enough, and I don't have any other family that would. So I just want to make sure I'm building my own financial security, make sure I'm having my, like, I've got a security net, basically. I want to build like an emergency fund. Got my own little goal in mind. Hopefully I'll achieve it, we'll see. And expressing my more authentic self. I've put online in this list, but I think actually in general, I feel like I've not got any what is it? I'm not, to my knowledge, I'm not neurodiverse, but I feel like I mask quite a lot in social situations, and I put other people's needs before my own. I like keep the peace. I don't say how I really feel, because I'm like scared of people's reactions and how like they turn it around on me, and I don't show like my silly self enough. I don't show my silly self enough. And yeah, I don't think a lot of people see the real me much. So I want to make more of an effort to just be Leanne. Don't be the Leanne that other people want to see. Now, the outs. I haven't got many on this. As I didn't want to like really sit down and be like, you need to get rid of this, you need to get rid of this. It's just things that came to my head straight away. I was like, I'm gonna roll with this. Big one. Comparing myself to others. I am awful at this. Awful. I am the absolute queen of comparison. I just, yeah, every bit of people's lives I will compare. I will compare how I am on socials. I will compare how I am in work, how I am in friendships, how I am in relationships, how I am as a daughter, how I am as a cousin, you know, like everything. I'm like, that person's a better ex than me. That person's able to do this, I can't. I feel like I always look at what I can't do, and yeah, I've had enough of it. I've had enough of it. So I'm really going to try and make an active effort to reduce that. And kind of tying into that one is excessive time on my phone. I think the more you spend on social media, which when I'm on my phone, I do spend a lot of it on social media, TikTok and Instagram, you're going to compare yourself more. You're going to feel more like down about, you know, low engagement on social media and stuff like that. And I just don't think my phone is ever going to be that good for me with the amount of time I spend on it. Like, I think for anyone, the amount of time you spend on your phone is just, it's never good if you're spending a lot of time. It's just not, anything in excess is often bad. So just got to reduce that screen time a bit. If I am on my phone, I want to be like editing things. I'll allow that because that's like a little hobby, social media hobby. Apart from that, I don't want to be scrolling these apps for ages in the morning before I get up, and I'm done with it. You're done. Next one, overthinking 24/7. I am just I am just an overthinker. I used to always get told, this was actually in year 1, like, Leanne's always daydreaming. Like, oh, you've got really like overactive imagination. Yeah, I will think of every possible scenario in every single situation. I am extremely hypervigilant. I think I can read people's minds. If you are in my life, I've properly convinced myself that you hate me multiple times. Like, I just overthink to the max, which is why I'm going to carry on my reading this year, because I kind of fell off towards the end of the year. When I'm reading a lot, I did notice a like positive in my mental health, because I wasn't overthinking. You were thinking about the story instead. So I'm definitely going to try to do that. But yeah, overthinking, that would be a long one to work on. But overthinking 24/7 is what I put. So I'm just going to try, you know, just overthink less. It's not going to go. I'm realistic. Without therapy, as a general person, I am an overthinker. I'm just a naturally hypervigilant person. Thank you, childhood trauma. But yeah, that's the third one. Then the fourth one is putting the blame on myself all the time. I feel like in every situation or anything I overthink about, or just anything that happens, I will always blame myself. Even, this is just something that really quickly came to my head. Even something so silly as once, this was a few years ago, me and Ryan went out to town, and I was like, yep, we can get you a tie. And we couldn't find a tie. And I came out at home and had a breakdown, because I was convinced we'd be able to find a tie in the M&S, and there wasn't one. And I was just like, oh my god, like, I told him not to order something. And it's like, it's not your fault. Like, it's not anyone's fault. Sometimes it is no one's fault. And anyone who like would make you feel like you're to blame all the time and not taking any responsibility, they are to blame. Like, I'm very much the kind of person who would take accountability and hold my hands up and be like, yep, I did this. And I think I need to just not blame myself, you know? I have my flaws, everyone has their flaws, but I'm not always to blame. There not always is someone to blame either. And the last one is pretending my anxiety isn't there. I just sometimes, like, which this is good in a way, when you'll not be like, I'm an anxious person, because anxiety is a feeling. You shouldn't say I'm an anxious person, you should say I'm a person who's feeling anxiety or experiences anxiety a lot. But sometimes I think I pretend I'm stronger. Not stronger. Sometimes I pretend to myself and just anyone in my life, or anyone, social media, anywhere, that I'm more mentally sane than I am. I don't feel like I'm mentally insane, but like, I feel like I struggle a lot. Every day I struggle with my anxiety, and I just pretend it's not there. I pretend I'm okay, and it's just like a coping mechanism, I guess. It's hard to get out of that, hence wanting therapy in like the long run. But I want to just sit with my thoughts, I guess, a bit more and acknowledge them, and, you know, not say like you're weak because you have anxiety. Like, I'm so mean in my mind to myself, and it makes me upset. So that's a hard out. I want to just, again, going back to the I just want to be authentically me, and like, I am someone who experiences anxiety a lot. I wish I didn't, but I want to just stop hiding it, you know? Like, it's an emotion you can get through, and people don't know. Like, in every social situation I probably ever go to, I am like riddled with anxiety. Obviously some things, but less, but like most days I'm quite anxious, and I just pretend I'm not, and it's not healthy. It's not good to store your emotions in your body, because I am convinced that is why I have 2 autoimmune disorders, but I don't know if that will ever be known, but I am convinced that's why, because I store a lot of my emotions in me. But they are my 2025 ins and outs. I hope you enjoyed. Got my little red thumbs. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I am going to try post more on YouTube this year. I do have a goal, but again, I don't like sharing some goals. I'm a big believer in either lie, but at 2025, I think I have a good feeling about this year. I feel like the past few years, especially 2024, I was just like focusing on growing and growing and getting to a point. And I feel like I've just got to that point to take it further. And like, I hate like new year, new me. Like, it's a better version of myself. You're continuously progressing as an individual throughout life. And, you know, I have a few milestones I want to hit. I have a few things I want to achieve. And I feel like I'm ready now to do that due to my previous like work, if that makes sense. Sorry I'm not saying anything specifically, I just think there is some things online to keep private. But yeah, I feel like it's almost like my hard work is paying off now, and all like this rubbish I've gone through, like now I'm living a life that I'm less unhappy with. I wouldn't say I'm overly like, oh my god, I love my life, but like I'm at a happy medium with my life, which for me is good. I've got, you know, a few things I want to change, but I think I've laid the foundations down, kind of. Like half the house is built, gotta do the other half. One thing I would also recommend, sorry, I am leaving you. One thing I would recommend is writing a letter to your 2026. Oh, that feels like a big year, doesn't it? 2026. Oh. Writing a letter to your, or end of 2025, beginning of 2026 self. I did this last year, and I looked through my letter yesterday. Did have a breakdown in the process because I thought I lost my journal, but it was really weird. I use it as a way to visualize my year based on my goals, based on what I want to achieve, etc. And it was really accurate. I was like, oh, it's like, you will be feeling this, you will be like near to doing this, and I'm like, oh yeah. So I would recommend that too, and just doing no overall reflection on how 2024 went for you. You do not need to set too many goals. I set 9, but some of them are like very achievable. I don't overwhelm myself with things that are like, the big things for me is like running the 10k, and that's something that I'm like pushing myself with. But the others, I know that I've kind of put in work already, that I will be able to achieve it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, you don't need to achieve all your goals. I did not achieve all of my 2024 goals, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. It's natural. A lot of years there's often ones that I want to achieve, but I just haven't managed it. I'll show one of my 2025 goals is go on a relaxing holiday. Like, you don't need to be like, I'm going to lose 5 stone and drop extra sizes and I'm going to rebrand my life. You don't need to do that. I want to go on a relaxing holiday. I said it as a goal, because it's still, holidays aren't easy. They cost money. They take some saving and some planning and some annual leave, etc. So yeah, make some achievable goals, and I promise you will achieve them that way. And habit stacking is a great thing as well, and just taking it really gradual. So just 12, if you want to do like 12 things this year, really easy to achieve, do 1 each month. So like, for example, if you have an Apple Watch, January, close your move rings, I think it is. Like the second month, introduce more protein into your meals. Like, you don't need to do January 1st, I need to do X, Y, Z and achieve this. You've got 365 days. By the time I post this, you've still got a lot of days left. Like, you have time. Just focus on your health and your happiness. I think they are the 2 things that are just the most important things in life. Do not take them for granted. Your health and your happiness, always, they will be always subconsciously at the top of my mental like list on how I want my year to go. Like, without health and happiness, what what is life, you know, if you're not focusing on those two things? I personally do just think they're the most important. But yeah, that is all from me. I'm sorry if I rambled at all. I am a rambler, as you know, but thank you for coming back to my channel, and if you've made it to the end of this video, you're a real one. But I need to finish off my lunch break because, as you all know, I am a 9-to-5 girl, so I need to get back to work. And I'm just wishing you the best 2025, and your year will come with ups and downs. It's just how you deal with them and not beating yourself up. That's life. It's not perfect all the time, you know. Everyone struggles. Despite what you see on social media, there's always stuff going on in people's lives. You know, I've always got stuff going on in my life. Not as much as I did in previous years. But yeah, just stay in your own lane, focus on yourself, and you are so much more capable than you think and you give yourself credit for. Make sure you remember to like, comment and subscribe. It is really appreciated, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.